welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sibu and I'm the madam of the house. So in today's video, as you can see by the title of the video, we are going to be doing a part 2 of the Bob story. This is because a lot of people asked, questions privately. There were many questions, and I also realized there's a lot that I didn't cover. So we are back, we are here. But before we start with our video for the day, please make sure to like, subscribe, do all the nice things that you do for YouTubers. Tell everybody to tell everybody that Usibu is here. Okay, so before I start with the video, I'd first like to do an apology for you guys, because Sana, I have been AWOL for a while, but as I mentioned before, I'm not going to be as consistent for the next couple of months, because obviously there's quite a lot that I have on my plate. There's a lot, man. There are many projects that I'm trying to work on, so I usually don't have much time to film content, to edit, to post, but I will try, guys. I will try. And also, I'm thinking of doing a confessions video. So if you guys are keen, if you guys want to do like confessions, vibes, people did confess, but I feel like it's the same bad. We don't have enough. So when we do have enough, then it'll be, done by the girl. So let me take a sip. So, okay, so today's video will be about the next time we saw Bob. So what happened next? I'm sure a lot of people were like, but what happened after you saw him? Like when you saw him again, To those that don't know what I'm talking about, please go check out the video in the links. I'll link the video in the comments. That is a video about a relative of ours who mistreated us and starved us and just, put us through hell. He did stuff like take our grocery money, to go splurge with his friends. Like, so that's basically what the story is about. So now, after we left Cathcart and we moved to Joburg, so this is now where this story is gonna start. Okay, fine. So we left Bob was Shiamos, and then we lived with a cousin, and then the cousin and then my mom was like, as soon as they must come. Also, someone asked the question, but what was your mom's reaction to the whole situation? That's it. She was livid. Like she was ready to kill somebody. But my mom was an advocate of peace. So she would eventually want everybody to be at peace. Like she'd express the frustrations, the anger and whatnot. But at the end of it all, she was always lamduba, but let there be peace. Yabo. So at some point, my mom and this relative cousin of ours, my mom gave him a good piece of her mind. To this day, she never told us what she said, because we would ask, all we know, all I know is that I've never seen my mom so livid in my whole life. Like, I'm giver in the bazaki, I'm giver. Anyway, so that was the reaction. But eventually, my mom would always be like, so we're still family at the end of the day. She was the type to never cut off family no matter what. Okay, so that's how she reacted to the situation. I wish I knew what had been said, but okay, so so now we have moved. We're in Joburg. Fast forward to 2 years after we left Cathcart. I am now 10. I'm now in grade 4. So basically, this was around the time my grandfather passed away. So Utamkulwam passed away when I was 10 years old. I was in grade 4. And then when he passed away, he was very old. He was quite old, and also he had been very, very sick, like for a very long time, to a point where the family had, sort of planned, but okay, at any moment he might leave us. Yeah, but he also had planned, but at any moment I'd leave. Because I remember he wrote a letter that was, talking to the family, telling us his that final letter, good deathbed, and then he survived, and then he got better, and then we kept the letter though, and then when he passed away, we did ezazinto that he wanted to be done, pakla letter. And then, okay, so Utamkulu now is sick. And my mom and her sisters, my aunts are taking care of her. They're taking turns to take care of her financially. My mom is holding the fort, nje genziwa. And then eventually utamkhulu imeko yakhe, like his situation just got worse and worse, and then eventually the family decided that, hey, let's try to all be here because ingathi akukuhlanga. So my mom went down, I think for about a month. She went down to the Eastern Cape, leaving us in Joburg. So this is where Bob comes in. So initially there had been a cousin from my mom's side also that is a Han that was going to take care of us. She had come to visit. We got along well. My mom was like, okay, my kids are going to be in good hands here. And then the cousin flaked to Sana because in Zura, Sana, when a man comes through, very ding dong at Indora. And she left Sana for Indora. She decided mnamakazi dabs, I don't know what it dabs out to makazi, I'm namakazi and dizokwazi. Wahamba ukazi. Yeah, I said my mom has now booked tickets and don't to go to the Eastern Cape. She can't go to the Eastern Cape. And somehow Bob's dad was in Joburg, where so somehow Bob was readily available. And my mom, with being the advocate of peace that she was like, oh, Jesus, Father God. I'm going to have to mute that now. Okay. So, I'm very, very apprehensive with this Bob situation. Like, no. Asinokwazi uhlala no Bob njani. Bamahlala no Bob, sihlala njani no Bob, like yenza kanjani lo nto. You understand? And my mom was like, I really, really don't want him to come here, but utata wam uyagula. And I need you guys to have someone here because I'm gonna go indefinitely. Yabo. Kwakusekukubi nyani guys kodamkhulu like kwakusekukubi nyani. He was 80, why am done? So then she sat us down, she explained to us that things will change now, she spoke to Bob, things won't be the same again, And again, I'm going to 10-year-old me, and I'm just like, you know what? This is my mom's house. Okay, we lived in a flat, but I'm like, this is my mom's flat. You're not going to tell me, like, again, like it's deformation, Okay. So then Bob is like, okay. Bob is like, I'm ready, I'm available. When should I come? I'm like, Jesus, Father, what? Okay, I'm like, okay, he can come. Ne? And then he comes. Okay, then eventually Bob comes and he stays, I think, for about a couple of days. My mama said, corner, just to suss out the situation to see about Bob was petting. And then she was like, it's okay, reports, and we had access to our mom. Outside of Bob. So Bob was not our only access to our mom. Like, we could have called our mom and be like, hey, your son's brother, so doing the things. Anyway, my mom left, and she left us with Bob. And for the first week, but when something was your reality for a year, it's bound to happen. So we go, okay, Bob moves in, and Bob would do nothing all day. So I remember when I was in grade 2, Bob was in grade 8. Now Bob was not at school at all. Like, Agafundi, he just decided, I'm going to leave, and this will phone. So Bob now is at home all day. And we would go to school, and fortunately we could make our own lunches and stuff like that. At 10 years old, you can check about, okay, we don't have cheese anymore, we don't have this for lunch, we don't have that. So it's not like we were solely dependent on Bob. And also my sister had to grow up quite quickly because she was the firstborn child. So by the time I was 10, she was like 13. And she could hold a fort, she could cook for us, she could do this and this. So we didn't really need Bob per se. We needed him because okay, we need an adult in the house, but you know, we held a fort. We knew how to clean. We knew how. I didn't know how to cook, but you know, we knew how to clean. But you know, the house would be in order. Okay, so my initial reaction when Bob came was just, I was so nonchalant. I was like, oh, okay, you're here, so what? You know? And he was very excited to be, you know, in Guinea, very excited to see us because somehow, you know, he had done nothing wrong. And he was asking me, Bana, oh, what happened to that grade 2 that you were doing? I'm like, that was 2 years ago. I'm in grade 4 now. Like, what do you mean? You know, and he was just, you know, I think I had a lot of resentment towards him because number one, he didn't see the wrong in what he did. So he never apologized to us. He never owned up to us. Maybe he may have had a conversation with my mom, which had nothing to do with us because at that time, he didn't talk to us. Anyway, okay, he moves in. I'm like, yes, and don't forgive and forget and just expect the unexpected. He moves in Gesana Obobu, and we lived in like an apartment. Don't yaboze apartments as abanzi, flats as abantu. Bob would sit a bedding. He'd sit on the bed and he would just be delegating. You do this, you do that, you buy me this, you buy me that, you do this, you do. He bullied us. And yes, but guys, I don't know how to explain it. I grew up with chores, so I know how it is to be like, okay, I have to wash my shirt, or I have to wash my socks after school, I have to sweep the floor, I have to mop the kitchen. Like, that chores are I never used to cook because I was 10, but you know, I did know Bob Sana, he would bully the F out of us. He would bully, like the same things that he did Islambisa, tini. Okay, except for Islambisa, because that was the one that I was like, nah, I'm gonna always have 3 meals a day because my mom pays for me to have 3 meals a day. And my mom, before she left, she bought the groceries. And she was like, nope, I'm not gonna make the same mistake twice. So Bob never really had any access to like real money. He had some girls on madlanyanas, but imali ainganikwa Bob. I think also my mom had a neighbor. We had a neighbor who was friends with my mom, and so she would also just come to oversee bakunjani, have the kids eaten, is the house clean, have we showered, so Bob did not have access to money, but in all other areas of life, I remember Bob had izihlangu ezinukayo. Yo, his shoes. Like, if he was home, you would just smell the shoes usangena, but okay, he's home. And he would leave. So we had like a shed. You know how it is in flats, but Bokoni areas as a shed. We had shed areas. As big a entrance, right? Every single person ongenayo will smell impuku efile in Bob's shoes. Yo! Hi. So my sister cooked, right? She knew how to cook. And when my sister cooked, Bob, and we also had a cousin, he also knew how to cook because sister. So when my cousin and my sister would exchange, and when they would cook, Bob would say, hey, he would say, we can't dish up. You know how you'd cook and dish up for everyone? No, you can dish up everything, but the pot of the meat must come to Bob first because he's king. He is king in this year house. We would have to bring the meat to him, and he'd have to select all the pieces that he wants, and we will have whatever is left over. And he would do his into pameneyo kanjalo, and he would eat his into lunch zokuya esikolo, and I don't think he liked cheese, so we'd always have cheese. But polonies, my mom used to buy as a lunch pack where it's like Russians, polonies, different kinds, ham, bacon, no. My mom would buy that because it's by 3 plus my cousin. So by 4, so he'd buy like in bulk as teeny ubob into zethu. As teeny ubob into zethu. He would sit at home and fry all day. Fry. After he's done, he's gonna put yongela plate when you come from school, you're gonna take a plate for breakfast. He fried something for breakfast, he fried something for lunch. And when you come back from school, he's also gonna want your kaftin to see what you left. Sidlule bunzimeni, sidlule bunzimeni tina. Oh, we lived ngathi singamantshontsho. We lived ubomi bamantshontsho. And then eventually my grandfather passed. And then when he passed away, my mom was like, okay, I want my kids to come to their grandfather's funeral. And then Bob was the adult to get to accompany us. And we left. My mom had to do even as simple needed instructions. But abantwana bam xa betravelisha batya le, so you must buy this and this and this and that. Excuse me, and they'll tell me if you don't, because kaloku papa izothatha la mali yomphako ayibethe kuye silambe the whole journey home. Fine, we went home ke nyani kwafika kwangcwatya utatomkhulu, may his soul rest in peace. And then we moved back, we went back to Goli. Bob now asks ba, let's go back to when we went back to Goli, my mom had a few things that she needed to do, because we only left on the Friday evening and we came back on the Sunday, so we couldn't stay for longer. And usually, if like you would stay a couple of days extra so that like ukulungiswa zininzi izinto ezidingwenziwa abantu abadala. So my mom was left some Shia, and then she was going to join us later in the week. So we went back with Bob, but just before my mom came back, Bob was covering score. He was like, this is the last week I'm king. It's like, this is the last week I am king. So I remember this other time. So then my mom came back. So Bob was sending this lazy, making us wash his feet, making us do this, making us do that. And then eventually, my mom came back. So when my mom came back, she'd work a night shift. So she'd sleep during the day and then she'd go to work at night. So this other day, I remember so vividly, my sister was cooking chicken, right? And I don't know who had been buying the chicken. Like, I don't know if it was my mom or who. But what Tengipi says, Fana, those 2 kgs that like only have wings, or like only have drumsticks, or only have imkwepa or whatnot. So that person, so a mistake or andias. And then Bob was doing into as funai. So my mom was sleeping inside, and she's in the bedroom. And then it's the kitchen. And then, so my cousin was cooking, right? And then as he finishes cooking, then he dishes out for everyone. He dishes out. Because my cousin is thinking, okay, so kingly, I say. As he was dishing for everybody, I kid you not, when I say Bob was like, and he was like, his supper lamb, bring that pot. I want to see all the pieces of chicken. I want to choose the piece of chicken. Do you not know that you must bring the pot to me before you dish out for everyone? Because I need to choose the biggest piece as the man. All along, I'm thinking my mom is not listening. She's sleeping. All right. All along, my baby girl is listening. When she woke up, okay, fine. Oh, and also Bob was like, bring all of the plates. I need to see who has what piece, because you guys can't just have chicken before the man of the house, has the chicken. So my cousin brings the chicken, the pot of the chicken, to him, and then we are all summoned by the king. So we're there with our plates, showing him that the meat is the same. Yo, so abunand. Don't even know if that works for this situation, but Sana, all along my mom was listening. And then I don't remember what happened next, because my mom let that one slide. Like, she let it slide. And then I don't remember what happened next. And then that's when my mom lost it. I think someone was sent to go, buy something. Then Bob changed the instruction. No, it makes sense to do this because I'm the man of the house here. And then when my mom asked my cousin and my sister, why, did you do things like this? I don't even remember what it was. And they were like, Bob said we must do it like that. And then they were like, because he said he's the man of the house, mother. And then my mom was like, if I keep quiet here, I'm going to continue to be disrespected in my own house. So I'm busy, guys. So I'm give. Who do you think you are in my house? In my house, you're treating my kids like this. You're changing the rules. You're doing this. You're doing that. Even that nonsense that you did when you asked everybody, basically told everybody to come with their plates because you can choose the piece of meat. Are you the man of this house? This your house, was this mine? Yay! Ending. Oh, Bob. I'm like, can you be humble? And he was so humble and he was apologizing. My mom was like, please pack your stuff. I thought you were gonna stay here because I thought we were fine, but please pack your stuff and go. This is my house. It'll run by my rules. I'm like, I'm gonna take it, but politely because my mom was always so polite. Anyway, well, I'm go Bob, and that was the last time we saw Bob. And as I'm filming this, I'm thinking of a comment that I had in the last video. Someone said that I was being arrogant, and something to the effect of me thinking that we were better than Bob or whatnot. This is, I'm going to explain. I'm going to try and explain. Firstly, I don't think I was arrogant. Like, I watched the video over like many times, and I don't think anything they came across as arrogant, except maybe for the part, even that part didn't come across as arrogant, but I'm thinking the part that you would think is arrogant would be the part where I said that Bob came from a farmer and we lived in Okshin, and therefore there was a culture shock. There was a culture shock. Like, I'm not gonna lie and say no. A farmer, it's quiet, it's tranquil, it's peaceful, it's beautiful, the food is better, everything is better. Elokshini, there are parties, there's alcohol, you're getting fast, so there are differences. So if you had to adjust from Elokshin to a farmer, there'd be an adjustment. If you'd have to adjust from a farmer to Elokshin, there'd be an adjustment. But I never ever said I preferred this one and I think this one is better. No, I just stated that they were different, which they are. And besides, I don't believe I was in any position to think I was better than anyone at the time, because look at me, starving, and look at Bob, flourishing. So no, I think it was a misunderstanding. I don't see any other part of the video where someone could have thought that. I'd never, no. Even if it did come across as that, and I still don't see it, even if it did come across as negative or not, it was not my intention. My intention was to tell the story of how Bob treated us, not to quantify people's lifestyles and be like, this lifestyle is bad. And if you ask me to choose a better lifestyle, I choose the farm style lifestyle, because it's quiet, it's beautiful, it's nice, and farmer, guys. So yeah, and that's the end of the video. Please make sure to like, subscribe, to all the nice things that you do for YouTubers, and please make sure to follow me on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, on every single platform. I'm about to reach 10,000 followers on TikTok, which is quite good. It's quite good. So please make sure to go to TikTok and follow me there. Please make sure to follow my Instagram, to follow my Facebook. It'll really, really help. And also, if you would like to participate in the confessions video that I will do, which will be absolutely anonymous, please make sure to you can either DM me. Usually I asked on TikTok and Facebook, so if you DM me on TikTok and Facebook and you clearly state that this is your confession, then we will do the things. I promise you guys, I will not tell anyone. I will also not mention any names in the videos themselves. So whatever you tell me, do your fanayo. Basically. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.